Hey YouTube, it's RooTube here. Recently my electric skillet died, so decided to get a new one. I looked around and I found this. That's Presto 16-inch electric skillet with a glass cover. Now it claims that you can literally take this part off, submerge the whole thing. It actually says as long as you move the electrical cord, you can put it in the dishwasher. I'm a little skeptic on that, but potato. So I am going to I'm going to open this up, let you guys see what, boy, it's really fat. And then I am going to make more of a beefaroni than it is a goulash, but we'll go from there. Everybody's perception of this and that are different, so. We'll just open this baby up and we'll get rolling. Last one was a Copper Chef one, and even though I love Copper Chef, I have a ton of their stuff. It had only been used 5-6 times, wasn't even a year old. Whoa, there we go. Put this right here. Nice size. Packed nicely too. Big old lid, glass lid, which is nice because I like to be able to see through. Oops. Making a lot of noises, probably a mess. Carefully take this off. Don't really want to break it the first time you open it. You have to wait till at least the second time. And I don't want bags and everything all over the place because one, I don't feel like cleaning them up, and two, I don't want the dogs getting into them, and I don't these pieces of styrofoam. So here are the handles / legs. Apparently you have to put these on yourself. So it is. This is to attach to reduce risk of fire. Put the legs on before you use it. Not like putting common sense on things. And it comes with, I don't know if you have to buy this or not. Probably buy it. Yeah. 15 bucks for they actually sell racks for this thing too. So the cookbook, which is right here, is 15 bucks. Then you can buy small skillet rack for 6 bucks each. Oh, that's for the 11-inch. And for the 16-inch, it's the exact same price of $6 for a rack for this. And then it's $3.50 for shipping. And then of course, sales tax if you're in New York, Texas, Wisconsin, or I think it's Wyoming. Sorry guys, I'm not wearing my glasses, so everything's a little fuzzy. This should be fairly self-explanatory if you've ever used one before. They're all pretty much the same. It gives you your temperatures, your cooking time for a bunch of different meats, how to assemble, save the instructions, consumer service report, or information, excuse me. I guess, and this is our, nice. This is better than some of the other ones we've had. I've had quite a few over the last, I don't even know how long. My Graham had one forever, and it went up, and we've had 3 or 4 cents. But she had hers, empty piece of paper, forever. They just don't make stuff like they used to. As you get older, you realize that. So I'm going to put this back together, show you how it looks, and I'll be right back. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me put this stupid thing together. Alright YouTube, I'm back. This thing was really easy to put together. The screws were in the bottom, you unscrewed them, put these on, screwed them back in, that was it. I did wash it and dry it. I did wash and dry the lid also. This, I put it on 200 and just let it run for a little while, make sure there's no stink coming off it. And now I got it at 300. And I'm going to put my hamburger in it right now. Straight up, I think it's 80, I'm actually fairly sure it's probably 80-20. And then I'm going to was pretty hard. Holy cow. I didn't take it out as early as I thought I did. That's probably the reason why. But I'm just going to break it up. Mush it down. So I want to get as much coverage of the meat as I can when I season it. Because I want these flavors to meld. And I'm not sure if I'm going to drain it or yet. Depends on how much fat comes out of it. So that didn't get everywhere. Alright, now here's what I do. I grab some garlic powder. I don't use a whole lot because even though I like garlic powder, I don't like it to be the main flavor. Grab some onion powder. I will use a little more onion powder than garlic powder. And all this stuff is to taste. I hardly ever measure stuff when I just regular cook. Bacon's one thing, but just plain cooking, I don't normally do because, well, I just go by taste. Then I have a little bit of, I have some celery powder, which is just dehydrated celery, and I ground it into a powder. And I have mushroom powder, which I did myself, which is just dehydrated mushrooms. Then you grind it up. Put some of that on there. This I am going to measure just because I don't want to just dump this in there. Okay. Then, got some, this is red and green bell peppers, powder of course. Dehydrated. We bought this, actually I think we did the celery too. Bought it dehydrated already, and we used it and stuff, and I also used it in my cooking. I'm going to put 2 big teaspoons in there. It's nice at flavoring food, giving it a little bit of flavor, especially if you have kids or you yourself don't like the chunks. And actually the onion powder, I started using a lot of that literally a couple decades ago when I was cooking for my grandmother who had diverticulitis really bad. She loved onions, so I tried the onion powder and her stomach could take that. So I started using onion powder a lot of my cooking. And I'm going to take some oregano. This might sound weird, but cow powder, not sponsored. And by the way, not sponsored with this thing either. Something I purchased myself. I went on the internet and looked for 4-star prime, and the only ones that showed up were 4 or 5 of, I think it was all this Presto brand. Okay, and this, of course, not sponsored either. Worcestershire powder. This I'm gonna use. Ooh, that's strong. Smells good though. 3 teaspoons, because I think it's either a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Equal amounts of water equals the exact same amount, or I can't even remember. But you do equal parts water, equals parts the powder. I'm gonna break this up, stir it around really good. Now, if the light's screwy because I forgot to turn the other light on, I'll turn it on. Actually, I'll run over right now and do it, and you guys can see a little bit easier because I'm even having an issue seeing. I like to have a good light when I put my seasoning in, so I don't overdo it. And then you kick your tripod, and a little turmeric. And it's a strong flavor, so I don't use too much. And I guess we turn it up. I see we're getting a little bit of brown on there. To be honest, it actually doesn't even really matter if it's fully cooked, because we're going to put the beef. I'm going to use better than bouillon, like I normally do, because it's, well, it's just easy. I know it's got MSG in it, but breaking this up. So we get you do the chunks any size you want. But make sure you mix it up really good, so you don't want to get a big old chunk of seasoning. Well, you might, depending on what it is. But. And then, you know what I did forget is my pepper medley, which is black, green, white, and red peppercorns. Of course, you got them in a pepper mill and grind some in it. I have it kind of on fine. Don't want to forget that. Right now, though, the one thing you didn't see me put in here is salt. And I'm going to hold off on the salt till just a little bit later once I get everything started up. Because I don't want to over-salt the living heck out of it. Because I'm going to use the powder in it. Or, excuse me, the better than bouillon. And that is a little salty. It's good, but it's salty. See? There we go. It's getting beautiful. Yeah, I know, it's ground beef. It's not really beautiful. That's the side point. That's pretty well cooked. So, I'm going to leave you guys I'm going to turn this down to say 250. Because I really don't know how it's going to cook. Because I'm going to put water in it. And I don't want to shock it too much. So, that looks good. I'm going to put everything away. I'm going to be right back. Alright, I'm back. I actually turned this down to 200 because I want to put filtered water in it. And our filter, you can't run hot water, our water filter, you can't run hot water through. So I put this down to 200 so it wouldn't shock it and so I could use filtered water in it. Right? So I'm like that. I'm going to start off slow because, well, for a couple different reasons. Because I want to see what this meat tastes like once everything's set. I'm going to take it. Okay, I better get a clean spoon. Oh, here's one. And right now I'm just going to use, I think it's about a tablespoon, maybe a little bigger, of better than bouillon. I'm not going to get my spoon in there because I might want to use it again. And that stuff is like really sticky. So I am going to just stir this in. I want to stir it in good because I don't want any chunks in there because that stuff is strong and it is salty. So I want to try to get this incorporated as much as I can just so I can try the beef. Let's see. Get that nice and looks good. It smells really good too. That Worcester powder, or Worcester, however you say it, I don't really care, smells really good. We really can't keep it in house because when we have the liquid, it seems like it gets used really, really fast. So we bought some powdered and hit it. Like I said, this is kind of good for your kids too because a lot of that powdered stuff still has its nutrients and they get their, be careful, I don't want to do this enough or scratch on the first day, but they still get their nutrients from it. And if you don't have that stuff, you take your vegetables, you throw them in a blender with some water, and you blend them until they're smooth, you put them right in with your meat, and you put them in right with your sauce. You'll never know the difference. Actually, I better get, I forgot, not all that's all completely cooked. Better get a flat piece. Definitely needs more seasoning. So I am going to use about, actually, probably a little bit more than a tablespoon of that. It's flavored good. It just needs the enhancement of the salt. I mean, I could probably put a little bit more seasoning in it, but it's once I get it's going to get all kinds more stuff as soon as I put the sauce and everything in there. And like I said, you can do this however you want. You throw it whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's, like I said, it's kind of almost like beefaroni. It's just pretty much sauce, beef, and noodles. I'm probably going to use like pinwheels or something, I think they're called. I mean, it's good with veggies in it too. I mean, real chunks of real vegetables. And I actually might throw some, I think I have mixed vegetables in the freezer. I think I might throw some of them in there. Now we're getting there. I know I'm going to use a little bit more of this. I know it looks like I'm using a lot, and I am. But once you get ever the water in there, the pasta, because I'm going to cook the pasta right in here. And that's going to suck that right up. And I am done with that. I just want to, oops, don't want to hit the bottom on that. But I don't want to waste that either. I honestly don't know if I'll need that much, actually just scrape with a spoon, or I mean a spatula. There we go, that's better. There we go, we'll get that going. And I know my bald spot's in the way in my head. And I don't need to taste it this time because I had it pretty much where I want it. Alright, this is one of those meals that you can make fairly cheap too. So, I mean, I almost put potatoes in it, but then I decided to do a little pasta. And just, I don't know, people wanted goulash, and I didn't really want goulash, so I did strayed away from the path a little bit. Or American goulash, whatever they call it, I don't know. I think it should be about right. I have it on 200. There we go. Put that right there. And yep, I think I'm gonna grab mini wheels like them. I thought they were pinwheels. Now this I am gonna measure, because if not, I'm horrible at judging stuff like this that expands. So I am gonna measure that, because I only want about, say, 2 cups. I want there to be a lot of meat in there, and almost, whoop, now 1, 2. Gotta take care of that. Put this in here, mix it up. I think I'll add more water because it's starting to thin right out. I guess I'd use it all anyways. There we go. Get that just like that. It's flattened out. I am going to set a timer, because pasta usually doesn't take very long to cook. So I'm going to set that for about 8 minutes. Just for now. I know it's probably going to take longer than that. Now I got to grab my sauce so I can put it in there and work that. I'm going to kill the camera for a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, I took the lid off this, and I'm going to throw just some regular canned sauce in there, because I just don't feel like going all the way from scratch or crawling into the pantry. And alright, sorry about that, the battery went dead. So as it's charging real quick so I can finish off this video, this is Sophia. I call her Pork for obvious reasons. She's my big baby. She's got a cute little penguin sweater on because for the last couple days she has been nothing but cold. We had 2 blankies on her at one point. She's always been like that. So in just a couple minutes I'm going to show you what I have left to do. Right now it's just simmering. I got that sauce in it, stirred up really good, put the lid on it. I turned it down a little bit because it was bubbling pretty good just at 200. So as soon as it charges up, I'll show you the last couple steps. Alright?
We might grab her, will you?
And this is Nomi. She doesn't really care what's going on. She wants to go to sleep. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I have a cup. I don't know how long I have because I just gave it a quick charge. I tasted the pasta. It's perfect. I got it on just warm. Now, since I used can, and I just tried it, it needs a little bit of oomph. Some more onion powder. Probably a little more. Oh, oh well. Some garlic. Used to it. Italian seasoning. And I am going to go heavy on them. Because this sauce is good, but it doesn't have enough in it. And it does need some salt. So I have some sea salt I'm going to use. Actually, there we go. A little bit of sugar, cut down the acidity. Whoops. Hardly ever use this thing, so freaking. That should be about right. And then some of the bell pepper powder. I still have my, because this won't make it hot, it'll just give it good flavor. Like I said, if you have kids, this is the way to do it. They ain't gonna know what stuff's in there. And actually, I could add a little more kale powder too, because you can't really know what's in there. And kale's good for you, plus it tastes good. They say it's a superfood. I don't know if it's superfood or not, but boy, it's good. I don't care how you make it. Raw in a salad, raw for a salad, cook it like you do greens. I love kale. This stuff is good. It's good in soups too, because it doesn't get all friggin' soggy and mushy. Really good in soups. Okay, I think that should be about right. Get it. Actually, I don't want to do this because I don't want to break this up too much. And then it's still a little, but it'll thicken right up. Move this. I'm gonna shut this right off. Should have enough residual heat for these flavors to meld. And I was gonna have a bowl in a couple minutes as soon as it cools down, because it smells really good. And I honestly did not want to make this. Now I'm kind of glad I did. Because once I had a little bit, I was like, yeah, that's the stuff. I haven't had it in a long time, so I'm going to get just a little bit of hamburger and a little bit of sauce. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. See how steamy it is? It's going to burn my mouth, but I'm not going to. I'm going to blow on it first. You know, just like your mother used to do before she fed you. There we go. Mmm. Come out really good. And that's all it's got. And you can, any way you want it done, you can do it. You know, this is just a guideline. You know, don't let anybody ever tell you how to cook. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to become part of the Root Crew, check out my other videos or hopefully more upcoming ones. Subscribe. Everyone take it easy. Enjoy yourself.